Gondwana was a part of a supercontinent called Pangaea. Pangaea existed 300 to 180 million years ago. Marsupial fossils were originally found in North America 80 million years ago. As time progressed, fossils were being found in more southern regions, such as South America and Australia. Gondwana began to separate, opening up space for the Atlantic Ocean, but still hung on to Antarctica by the tip of South America. So how did marsupials end up in Australia? They moved through South America and Antarctica through the Bering Land Bridge, bringing them into Australia. Based on a hypothesis, marsupial fossils were expected to be in this region with an age of 30 to 45 million years old. This explains the different species at different locations, but with similar traits. Two main mammals were marsupial mammals and placental mammals. Marsupials had pouches with undeveloped young. Placental mammals had a placenta which allowed young to be born at a more advanced state. There was a massive period of glaciation during the Permian period. Glaciers that picked up rocks and pebbles scratched the surface, revealing the direction of movement. This explains why the fossils of Glossopteris have been found throughout southern continents. These leaves were then carried along with the continents and found in areas that were cool, where temperate, deciduous trees were likely to be found.
Islands. There are two types of islands. Continental islands. Those islands once connected to a continent but later separated either by rising sea levels that flooded former land bridges or by moving continental plates. The British Isles, Japan, Sri Lanka, and Madagascar are all examples of continental islands. Madagascar, as shown on the right, has drifted from Africa. The second type of island is the oceanic island. Oceanic islands were never connected to continents. They actually arose from the seafloor, either from growing volcanoes or coral reefs. Examples of oceanic islands are the Hawaiian Islands, Galapagos, and St. Helena, as shown below. Oceanic islands are known to be missing native freshwater fish, amphibians, reptiles, and land mammals, but have native birds, plants, and insects. This pattern can be seen throughout oceanic islands. They all have the same missing groups. On the right is a marine iguana native only to the Galapagos Island. A common question is, why are they on oceanic islands? Charles Darwin wrote in his book, "A sufficient number of best adapted plants and animals have not been created on oceanic islands." Mammals, amphibians, freshwater fish, and reptiles do very well when humans introduce them, sometimes wiping out native species. Mongoose were introduced to the Hawaiian Islands, soon enough becoming pests and endangering many of Hawaii's species, along with a handful of their native birds. Species found on oceanic islands are a result of long-distance dispersal. Birds traveling are carrying non-native seeds in their droppings. Seeds also float across the oceans, and seeds with barbs or sticky coatings are sticking to feathers along with microorganisms which are not native to the islands that they're being carried to. Seeds floating across water require specific characteristics such as buoyancy in the coconut palm seeds, making them an exception to the limited wooden trees found on many oceanic islands. Light spores of ferns, fungals, and mosses are going as far as being carried by wind. Seeds from West Indies found on Scotland, carried by the Gulf Stream, are called drift seeds, which are from continents or other islands found on the shores of the South Pacific. Bats serve a similar ecological function as birds since they both have the ability to fly. Though they are not considered birds, they are considered to be an exception to the rule of non-mammalian species on islands. In terms of traveling, spiders balloon their way with parachutes of silk. Animals and plants can hitch rides to islands on rafts, logs, or masses of vegetation.
Species that are able to colonize are the ones that are able to survive and adapt well to their environment. Insects are usually picked up by the wind and blown away. Weedy plants, instead of trees, these plants are able to stay close to the ground, while trees have heavy seeds that won't be able to float hundreds of miles away. Exceptions to this rule are Aerial mammals are on almost every island due to their ability to fly. Aquatic mammals, if these were originally found on an oceanic island, you'd probably think they were once able to fly or swim. Some oceanic mammals catch rides to islands by floating masses of ice, trees, and vegetation. Radiation are types of organisms that are on the islands that comprise different types of species. Birds and insects can fly, meaning they can end up in a completely new environment. A missing type of species on an island is made up for through radiation. There will be different types of species with similar characteristics. The distribution of life on Earth reflects a mix of both chance and lawfulness. Chance is based on uncontrollable factors such as the wind, ocean current, and ability to colonize. Lawfulness is a cycle of different species evolving, filling a niche, and thriving in new uninhabited areas. Island plant and animal species adapt to environments isolated from species that live elsewhere. No diversity on islands equals no coexistence. Fragile species, humans destroy ecosystems that indigenous life requires. Foreign species threaten indigenous species as well, such as humans, toads, rats, and fruits. Species go extinct and will continue to do so, such as the Hawaiian honeycreepers and New Zealand's kakapos and kiwis. Each species equals millions of years of evolution, and once they're gone, it will be gone forever.